Hey, what's going on guys? Bflattened here with a brand new video today. Today we're going to be revisiting the Eridium farm video that we did earlier a couple months ago because the Eridium is going to be very important as a currency because the new raid boss is going to take up 500 Eridium. So I did a lot of research on this and I wanted to see what the best Eridium farms were going to be. So this spot here on Carnivora, where this is not as effective as it was previously, it still is a very good farm. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to travel to Carnivora. You fast travel in this spot. You go to this car location. And then you're going to want to travel to this little garage thingy over here. And these little flowers, they will spawn every single time you save, quit, and come here. And it is a fairly good farm. You just break these open just like you would normally, and through a small sample source we realized that this was actually pretty good on both Mayhem 10 and Mayhem 11. So I did 10 runs on Mayhem 11 in normal mode and we ended up getting an average of 52.5 in about 10 runs. I did only 5 on True Vault Hunter mode because I wanted to see if there was a significant difference, and we ended up only getting 52.8. So there was only a 0.5 difference between Mayhem 11 and True Vault Hunter mode Mayhem 11. Now I also did this run on Mayhem 10 just for comparison, and we ended up getting fairly close as well. However, on Mayhem 10 there was an average of 54.9 on normal Mayhem 10. So a slight difference between Mayhem 11 and Mayhem 10. I got anywhere between a minimum of 45 and a maximum of 66 Eridium for just this farm alone off those 3 flowers. So that's probably going to be one of my top ones right there. Alright, and next up on our list is Ruiner. If you don't want to do such a boring farm such as that, if you want to actually do a fight, you can fight Ruiner here. And Ruiner also provides pretty good Eridium drops as well. He's a very quick kill. Fire will do a lot of damage to Ruiner. You can kill it off in probably less than 10-15 seconds if you're efficient with it. Killing off Ruiner here. We also did Mayhem 10 and Mayhem 11 farms as well, and we noticed that there was a significant difference between Mayhem 10 and Mayhem 11. So Mayhem 11 provided an average of 50.8, and it ranged anywhere between a low of 42 and a high of 60. Now when we did this in Mayhem 10, we had an average of 53.5, and it ranged anywhere between a low of 45 and a maximum of 60. Now, there's also been claims of people getting, anecdotal numbers of lows of 40s and highs of 70s. So you're averagely going to be getting anywhere between 40 to 70 per run on Ruiner, and it's about a 10 to 15 second fight. Also not a bad choice if you want to rack up some Eridium while fighting. And speaking of fights, we also have the infamous Grave Ward. Grave Ward is a fairly easy boss to kill as well, especially if you're Iron Bear or if you are Zane. They do a lot of really good damage right about now. And speaking of fighting bosses for good amounts of Eridium, we have the infamous Grave Ward here. Now, if you are a Moze with Iron Bear, or if you're Zane, you can do tons of damage to Grave Ward very quickly. This is another 10 to 15 second boss fight, and you can get a ton of Eridium off of this boss. You're looking at an average of probably about 40 to 60 as well, just like Ruiner, especially if you don't have DLC 3. This is a great vanilla boss fight to take down if you want to get some Eridium and also fight for it. If you don't want to do the Pandora farm that we showed earlier. Just gonna wait for the Eridium to drop here. You can get a good pile of Eridium here. Looking anywhere between about 40 to 70 on both True Vault Hunter mode, normal mode, Mayhem 10, Mayhem 11. Very quick, very easy, and very efficient as well. And next up on our list is the Anvil. Now, the Anvil I would only suggest if you were Moze, because this can be a very tricky area to progress through. However, the Anvil in the very early goings has a ton of anointed enemies. Whether they are just normal anointed enemies like the Zealot over here, or if they are planned anointed, like anointed X2, X3, X4, and even anointed Alpha at the very end of the run. There's a ton of Eridium to be had here. All you have to do is just kill the anointed enemy, and then you will have to physically and manually break open their corpse in order to get the Eridium out from them. Now, again, I would only suggest doing this if you're Iron Bear, because you do a ton of damage with Iron Bear. You don't really risk dying too much, and you can pick up a lot of Eridium off of it. Do keep in mind that these statues do expire after a while, so you're going to have to run up and melee them very quickly. Otherwise, they will break and you won't be able to get the Eridium out of them. So I would suggest clearing an area, breaking the statues for the Eridium, and then going into the next area once you have your next Iron Bear. I got on average anywhere between 60 to 90 Eridium just by killing a couple of Anointed on the way, Anointed X2, X3, X4, and Alpha at the end. You can pick up a lot of Eridium if you're efficient with it. And finally, my last spot into the Eridium farm is actually at Promethea, right at the drop pod at the very beginning in Meridian Outskirts. Now you're probably wondering why this location of all areas, and the answer is simple. Eridium flowers spawn here anywhere between a low of 2 and a maximum of 6. You can actually get quite a bit of Eridium out of this. The maximum I ever got in a run was about 90, and the lowest I got was probably about 40. Now these can spawn in different locations, so this can be kind of sporadic, but there's one that can spawn here. Yeah, see, it spawned over here. You can break this open, you can get a lot of Eridium out of it. And then if you just progress down the trail all the way up to where you would find Lorelei normally in the story, you can probably get anywhere between 1 to 6 flowers. Sometimes there's one that spawns here. Instead it spawned over here this time. Break that open, you can get a bunch. Just traveling down here, you can find a little bit more. Sometimes there's one in that location. There's also one in this little tunnel over here at times. You can get one in there. There's also one that can spawn up here. Over in this location. And then all the way up until Lorelei would normally spawn, which is just in this area over here. See, there's a flower that spawned over here. That's our 3rd flower. Sometimes you can get a spawn back there as well. And also where Lorelei spawns, it looks like there's another flower that spawned over there. So it looks like we got about 4 or 5 flowers over here in this run, but a maximum of 6 that I've seen in probably about 20 runs or so. You can get a pretty decent chunk of Eridium out of here if you just run back and forth between this area and save quit. Guys, that's going to do it for my Eridium farms. That is my top 5. If you find any of these efficient, if you haven't seen one before, make sure to toss in a like or subscribe if you want to see more of this sort of stuff. I hope you guys get all of your Eridium, and good luck on the raid boss coming up. 500 Eridium is going to be the cost for every single fight, so make sure you stack up on Eridium between now and April 8th. My name is Bflattened, guys, and I'm signing on out of here. Take care, all. Laters.